I just thought I'd share it with you. I finally cut this deeper. You might just be able to tell the rough soil goes to about there. So this section here, it's about a foot deep, 18 inches deep. So I'm going to put the arch next year here at this end to arch over. So I've made room over here. Now we're well back away from the edge of the pond, so I'll now be able to plant in front of it and make it more naturalised. And I've got the flag iris in over here, which is rather nice because it's a good sized plant, and it should grow nicely around that pond. And over in that corner is the crocosmia, and that's growing nicely too. So a couple of the little jobs I set out to do this year I've done, and that was this one here with this edging, the greenhouse. The only thing I didn't get done was the fruit cage, and I intend to get that done next year. So I've tidied it around here, just roughed the soil up and taken out the few weeds. There's not masses of weeds, but you know, if you don't get them out now, there'll be a problem next year, and you've got loads to do next year. I'm going to plant bulbs along here. I like Monty Don's expression, his description, a lasagna of bulbs. Yeah, because you layer them up. So your deepest ones are things like your tulips and your daffies, and then on top of that you plant the smaller ones like crocuses and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm not big on bulbs, but I think they'll look nice there. And then in the summer I'll just plant some nice summer flowers to come up around Shuggy, who still, as you can see, hasn't had anything treatment wise on him, but I'll get there and get him done. So the dahlia bed down here, I've tidied this up. I've cut them all back. They're all cut back, but they all need lifting. So in the next week or so I'll get them lifted. I don't normally lift them. I'm a bit lazy. I just leave them and let them take the chances. I've lifted them in the past and they've died anyway, so I don't know whether it's worth it or not. I just don't know. I don't know what to do, whether to just mulch over them. Maybe that might be an idea. You see, the ground here is pretty free draining, so it's not like it's waterlogged and they'll rot. I just don't know what to do. What should I do, folks? I don't know. Right, I've done round this bed here, taken out the giant nettles at the far end and weeded the whole of that bed, and I've weeded this bed here and tidied it up. You can see that's what they all look like, and that's pretty tatty, isn't it? You see, these weeds here, they come out pretty quick. They do, but if you don't get them out, then they'll very quickly establish and you'll end up with no border whatsoever. Anyway, so that's that. And just let you look around. You can see everything's starting to close up for the winter now. This was the squash bed, turned over, waiting for some manure. The trouble is the manure is right down at the other end of the plot, right down at the other end. And by the time I brought up one barrow load, I'm absolutely shattered. That's going to need about 4 barrow loads, so I'm going to have to get on with it at some point. This bed's just lying fallow now. And over here I've started working down this side because all the stuff was coming through the fence. So I've sheared it all back and then I'm gradually working my way down. Oh, I have put this in here. What the heck's it called? Echinops, like the sea holly. It's seeded. There's some higher up there. And I've taken out one of the plants and put it here. There's loads of them, so I'm going to put them in along the border. Oh, I will show you something that's come up quite quickly as well. It's the garlic. Look at that. Now I've netted it. I was fed up with the jackdaws. They pull it out. They won't leave it alone. So I've netted it this year. And hopefully I might get some garlic this next season. This bed at the far end here, this one I think is going to become a strawberry bed. I've got 8 plants that I've harvested from the original bed, and they're in 2 pot planters at home. So this bed here I'll weed, manure, and then next season I think those 8 plants will go in here and start a new strawberry bed off, because this one over here next year I think will be on its last legs. Great crop this year, but I think next year it'll need to be coming out and replacing. So there you go. Yeah, everything's starting to look quite back end, but you know, I don't see many people around. That's the trouble. There's nobody here. Oh, I've had bad luck. I've just got to tell you this. The lovely lady who has the plot next door to me has decided to give it up, taking up scuba diving or something. And I can't believe it. Look at it. It's just going to turn into a weedy mess. And it's such a shame, because it's just going to come and attack. It's going to attack my plot, isn't it? But what can I do? I can't have a third plot. I've got 2. So I'm just going to have to try and keep it under control. Maybe put some kind of meshing along here to stop it coming through. Maybe that's the only way. I don't know. Anyway, sad, because I really got on with her. She was lovely. But there you go. So you can see. Oh, and the only other thing I'll show you I'm rather pleased with is this. French lavender. I grew this. I grew some from seed, and I got about 5 or 6 plants, and this one's coming on great guns. It's even got a little flower bud here. I hope it survives the winter, but I believe they're not as hardy as the English lavender, because it's the French one, this. I don't know, we'll see. I hope it does, because it's doing ever so well at the minute. Anyway, there you go. So things are starting to shape up around the pond. Hopefully by next year it will have moved forward a little bit more, and I will plant in front of it here, put some nice things in, so that we've got a bit more colour and a bit more going on around it for next year. Right, I will go for now. It's freezing cold, freezing my bits off, and it's time to go home and get a cup of tea. So I hope you're getting on with your plots okay, and you know, keep chipping away at it. It gets there eventually, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.